Welcome to another episode of Ask Missy. I got a ton of questions on my last Ask Missy, and so I'm going to answer some of them right now. First question comes from Sophie Thorne, and she asked, when you have your next child, are you going to find out the gender like you did with Ollie? I definitely plan on finding out the gender. For me, I think finding out the gender is kind of a bonding experience for me. I feel like now that I know it's a boy or a girl, I can name him or her, and I don't know, it's just really important for me to do that. A mom topic asked, what does it take to become a successful YouTube mom? I have my own channel and I feel so lost on how to grow my channel. Any tips or tricks? Although I don't think that there's any real key on how to have a successful channel, I can give you a few things that I think helped me. Number one, I think that being really relatable to your audience. I think that always having a purpose for your videos and always having a goal in mind for your channel. For me, it was I wanted to help others and bring hope. And I think number three, having a schedule is really important too. Sarah Holloman asked, what is the best part of being with Brian and what is the most crazy thing you two have ever done? The best part about being with Brian is he's just so much fun. We could literally just stop it. We could literally just drop what we're doing and just go do something crazy. Go on a crazy trip to the mountains or something. He's just a lot of fun and he tries to have fun with life and not be so serious, and I think that's really important in a relationship also. I think the craziest thing we ever did was a few years ago. Stop it! Brian is making faces at me behind the camera. That's how crazy he is. When we were living in Idaho, we were in these little apartments and he decided that we were just gonna drive to New York and live there for the summer. He had this cool little job opportunity. Sold our cars, we even sold our scooter, sold every single thing we ever owned in our apartment, and we got in my little tiny Chevy Cavalier with Karma in the back, and we literally drove from Idaho to New York. And we ended up only staying for 2 days, maybe it was 3 or 4 days, and then we just drove back because we were like, this is stupid, we are not going to live in New York for the summer. It was not a fun experience, I will say. New York is scary. I'm sorry for all the New Yorkers out there. Indigo San asked, my question is related to YouTube and how you chose to edit your videos. Obviously we know Brian does most of it, but do you guys have rules on what is allowed and not allowed in a vlog? I wouldn't say that we necessarily have rules. I think that we're pretty understandable what should be shown and what shouldn't. We don't vlog it if we don't want it to be shown. I watch the vlog, and if there's anything that I was a little uncomfortable with, then we usually take it out. Melissa Gruel asked, how long do you plan to co-sleep with Oliver, and do you think he will be independent? I don't necessarily have a specific plan on how long I plan to sleep with Oliver or co-sleep with him. Probably around 6 months I'll want to start transitioning to his crib and in his own room, but at the same time, if it's working and if we like it and if we're fine, then I'll keep it. I definitely think he's gonna be independent, especially living in the kind of household that we do. He's not totally glued to me. He has so many different faces and people to look at, and I definitely think he's gonna be an independent kind of baby. Wallflower Thoughts asked, when you were pregnant, what part of being a mom did you expect to be harder than it is, and what part of being a mom did you expect to be easier than it is? I think that the funny thing is that a lot of people scare you about becoming a mom. One of my biggest things was I couldn't sleep when I was pregnant. It was just so painful and not comfortable, and I always just got well, just wait till you have a baby. You're never gonna sleep. I don't wanna make it seem like being a mom is super easy. For one thing, I sleep much better than I was when I was pregnant because I was in a lot of pain. Being a mom, it's much easier than people scare you into thinking it is. C. Jordan 610 asked, what was your occupation before becoming a mommy? And what is Brian's profession? And I was actually an office manager at a local chamber of commerce, and I actually was their only employee for a long time, so I actually ran the Chamber of Commerce, or helped run the Chamber of Commerce. And I really loved it. It's something I really enjoyed, being involved in the community, but I definitely love being a mom more. Brian's profession is that he's a professional photographer and videographer. HNHKRK asked, what is your least and favorite part of posting your private life on YouTube? I guess we're going to be talking about YouTube today. Favorite part is that, of course, I get to just document everything about Oliver. I literally can go back to the day or the second day or the third day of his life and just watch him, and it's just amazing to get to document my entire pregnancy. I have almost every single day of my pregnancy documented, which is just insane. It's just crazy. And obviously the least favorite part is just the negativity. When it comes to the negativity, we really try to stay away from it and try not to, involve ourselves into a lot, but sometimes it just is a lot, and it can be unfortunate because we really try to be positive. There is like this mob mentality in comments, and if you get like one negative, then it just starts growing and growing and growing, because if you see lots of comments, then you start thinking negative, and it's just part of YouTube. It's just kind of what happens. Classic Schmosby said, did you pick a name for the first baby you lost, which was a miscarriage? And do you have any keepsakes from that pregnancy? As you guys know, I had a miscarriage at 10 weeks, and we did not give that baby an official name, but we do call that baby boy Lanning. We knew he was a boy because we actually had pathology sent in and it was male chromosomes. We do call him baby boy Lanning, and that is kind of his official title. And I do have keepsakes. I actually have a really professional photo that Brian took at my 8 weeks, when I was 8 weeks pregnant, which is just really something special to me. I also have ultrasounds and stuff like that. Julia Kanopka asked, do you think YouTube is a job? I think that YouTube is a job if you want it to be a job, if you try to make it a job. For me and Brian, we work really hard to make quality videos and something that's interesting and fun. So for us, we make it a job. We put a lot of heart and soul into it, and we really enjoy it. And I'm not saying that it's a hard job. It's definitely not, you know, working a 9 to 5 or working with our hands on our hands and knees or anything like that. We work really hard to make it something that we really enjoy and just something that's interesting. All right guys, that's all I have for today, but make sure you're following me on Twitter so that when I do my next Ask Missy, why can't I say next Ask Missy? Next Ask Missy. Missy. Make sure you're following me on Twitter so that when I do my next Ask Missy, you guys can ask me a question. Thumbs up this video if you're enjoying Ask Missy, and leave a comment below with the craziest thing you and your spouse have ever done. All right guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! And I'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So some things I really like about this stroller is that it actually is great all the way from birth to 55 pounds. The stroller seat has an infinite number of reclining positions, which is great. So if we need to change his diaper or have him take a nap. It also has 3 wheels, which is great.